Who's the one that got triggered? Who is the one that got triggered? It's not you. That's the ego talking. The ego got triggered. And now you're having resistance. Who's the one who's having resistance? Your ego. Very good. Your ego is the one who got triggered and who is having resistance. It's not you. We are going to redirect you back to remembering that you are not the ego. You are not the one getting triggered. You're not the one having resistance. So, like I put in that video that you commented on, these things are reminders for you to remember where your attention is. Is your attention on your desire and who and what you know yourself to be? Or is your attention on the triggers, on the feelings, on not having, being without, being separate from all of that, being separate from source? Is your attention on identifying with the ego, with the character that is feeling triggered, that is having resistance? So let's walk through this together. Who is the one feeling triggered? Who is the one who got triggered? Who is the one having resistance? We've already established that that is both the ego or your character, this separate self. So we're going to allow these feelings, these emotions to be present, okay? We're not going to identify with them. They can be there, but they are not you. It doesn't mean anything at all. It is just saying, hey, your focus is over here on the ego, on the character, on the circumstances and all that shit. It's not here, in center. Bring it back to you, to the real you. Now we can play with this a little bit. Okay, let's ask the ego. So what happens now? If I'm feeling this way, what does that mean? What does that mean? What is going to happen? And the ego might say something like, well, that means that you have to start all over again. Or, well, that means you're just not doing your job. You're just not where you're supposed to be. You know all of this. Like, why can't you? Why is it not showing up? Why don't you have it? It might say something like that, trying to prove to you that you're separate from it. We know that that's not you. We know that that's not the truth. We know that that is the ego. So you have a choice. Are you going to listen to it? Are you going to continue to identify with the ego? Or are we going to remember who and what we are? Are we going to remember that Source doesn't give a shit? Source doesn't have feelings. Source doesn't think anything is good or bad. Source is all there is. All that is. The resistance might be appearing because you're trying to get rid of it. You're trying to not feel this way. Okay? You're not allowing it to process. And this is what happens and why people say that we're just spiritually bypassing, because we're not allowing our emotions and to feel them. By trying to get rid of something, by trying to not feel a certain way, we're still holding on to it. And that's why you feel that resistance. So you're going to allow it and say, oh, wow, you know what? This is arising in my awareness right now. This whatever feeling is arising in my awareness right now. Okay. Is this something that I need to look at? Maybe yes, maybe no. By allowing them to be there and not identifying with them and not attaching a story to them, they are able to move. They're able to be processed out. If you find this is something that is a common thing where you're feeling neglected or abandoned or not chosen, not a priority, any of those things, that's because you have a story attached to it. We don't have to believe this story. We don't, it doesn't, the ego is jumping in and saying, oh, well, this happened again, so they must not love me, or let's just say it's about SP. They're abandoning me because I saw them on Instagram with a 3P, and that's just proof right there. But is it? It's an appearance. Anything that's an appearance that is in the 3D is an illusion, because we don't know the whole story. All right. And also, we are the story writer. We are the storyteller. So if you don't like it, then we choose different. It doesn't matter what's happening out here. It doesn't matter. It's fluid. It moves. The ego can just come in and come up with any story it wants. It's going to use the 3D as its proof and then your experiences and the beliefs, because the ego created all of those. Okay? It only knows itself. It doesn't know truth. It doesn't know anything else except what it has created. And what it has created are those objects, which are thoughts, emotions, feelings, experiences, circumstances, anything 3D. That was created by the ego. Okay? Because we identified with it. We were looking at it through the lens, through the perception of the ego, not through source awareness. When these triggers appear, we're going to allow all of the feelings that come with them to be there. We're not going to identify with them. If they are recurring, you're going to look at it and say, oh, this is coming up for me to dissolve, for me to remember that this is not truth. It keeps coming up because you're believing it to be true. You're taking it at face value. And it's going to keep coming up until you dissolve it, until you say, no, that's not my truth. That is not truth. And once you're able to do that and say to it, hey, no, I don't choose that. That's not truth to me. This is an illusion. I know the truth, and I'm sticking with that. So whatever feelings and thoughts and stories, you can be there, but I don't identify with you. I am not the one who's listening to that anymore.